Welcome to Health Hacktivators with lifestyle medicine doctor, GP and longevity expert Dr. Alka Patel. This show will help you to discover a hidden health hacking code that unlocks your phenomenal potential for an outstanding health span, lifespan and wealth span. The show features candid conversations with celebrities, influencers and industry icons, real-life stories and cutting-edge health activating advice that other doctors might not tell you. Discover why now is the time to join the strategic self-care revolution and experience the profound effects this will have on your personal and professional success. Now, here is your host, Dr. Alka Patel.
Before we get into today's show, please do support today's show partner, Youth and Earth. Youth and Earth have a range of products that I love to use myself to supercharge my metabolism, to support my health, and to slow down cellular aging. Just be sure you click the link in the show notes for exclusive offers which Youth and Earth are so generously giving for listeners of this show. Hi, hey, and hello, Health Hacktivators. Now, with the World Mental Health Awareness Day this week, today I'm talking about looking at an area that we don't always consider when it comes to our emotional health, and that is water. Now, I don't mean drinking it, which I did cover a couple of weeks back here, but what I mean is being in it or around it or near it. So we know and we hear a lot about the benefits of nature and green spaces, don't we? Green spaces have been long celebrated, but what about the equally potent, or if not more potent, blue spaces? How does water influence our emotional state? So let's start with the calmness of proximity. So it's no secret. We all know that being near water does give us this sense of calmness and tranquility. We've all felt it. And research in science, well, it's now showing it as well. So there's one study which looked at 20,000 smartphone users, and it asked these 20,000 smartphone users to track their environment and to track their well-being. And what it found very simply is that people that live in marine or coastal areas are happier than those that live in urban areas. And even people who live in homes that have just got views of blue spaces, even if it's far away from the sea or the ocean or the lake, even there, they've been shown to have lower levels of emotional distress. And there's this theory which is called the stress recovery theory. Now, according to the stress recovery theory, after you encounter a stressful time, you have this biological inclination to seek out natural settings, and that's to alleviate the effects of stress. The problem is, of course, we don't always respond to this natural inclination, do we? We're too busy getting on with what we're busy getting on with. But this natural inclination, it's called biophilia. So when it comes to blue spaces, we're very much drawn in by biophilia. So this is a concept that was first proposed by a biologist, Edward Wilson, and he suggests that our genetic makeup, it inclines us towards a very deep connection with nature. We're genetically primed for this, which I think then explains why we feel so much better around water, by the sea and on coastlines and on inland waterways. So if you think about it, water as a source of sustenance and safety, well, water held immense significance for our ancestors. And now, when we look at neuroscience and we look at brain imaging, we can see that innate emotional response being activated when we're near water. So water does then, doesn't it? It has this undeniable pull on us. It inspires, it invigorates, it soothes, whether we're by it, in it, or simply just admiring its ebb and flow. It draws us in. And it's in natural settings, this is interesting, it's in natural settings that we tend to be more attentive. So we've got two kinds of attention. We've got directed attention and involuntary attention. So what's the breakdown? Well, directed attention is the sort of attention and concentration that you give to, well, say when you're driving a car. And involuntary attention, that's the sort of attention you give to distant background noises. So where does nature fit in here? What does blue space do here? So what blue spaces do is they stimulate involuntary attention. And this then takes you to something called soft fascination. Soft fascination. So soft fascination comes from things like the sounds of breaking waves or gentle currents. These are all types of pink noise. What's pink noise? Well, it's the sound that we hear that's made up equally of all the sound frequencies that we as humans can hear, but with the volume turned up for the lower frequencies. So think of it like white noise with the bass turned up. That's what pink noise is. And what does pink noise do? Well, pink noise has been found to reduce stress and also to improve deep sleep. So one study found that you get 47 minutes longer, deeper sleep after a stroll by the sea, after being around pink noise. And the other thing that water also does, blue spaces, is that it also increases our problem solving skills and our more imaginative faculties as well. So if you're ever feeling stuck or you need a fresh perspective or a burst of creativity, then really a visit to a blue space might just be what's called for. Think of it as a way of washing away your mental cobwebs and creating a clearer picture. And interestingly, thinking about pictures, photos, another study found that people prefer photos of places that feature water even when compared to pictures that feature nature. So I don't want to get into starting a war over blue and green, but blue is better. But is bigger always better? Because there's something about blue spaces and this sense of size and this sense of awe that's also important. So blue spaces, the oceans, the seas, they seem so immense, don't they? And they can evoke this feeling of awe and of smallness. So this is something that's called the small self. And it's this sense of awe, which is induced by blue spaces, that's then been found to be linked to having a more responsive immune system. Interesting connection. And also the other thing that's been found is that when we have a sense of small self, a sense of small and being in awe, it's also been found to make it easier to connect with others. It fosters social connections. So it's really clear, isn't it, that blue spaces do have this remarkable influence on our emotional health. So whether it's the lapping of waves or the sight of a serene lake or a water fountain at work or in your garden, make being around or near water something that you do on purpose to support your emotional health. I'll see you next week, and I wish you a health activating day.